jams and all sorts of neat shit that goes on when two great musicians get together. And then they decided they'd bring Tom Bowler along just to add to the wonderfulness of the whole situation. So we're in for a big treat for a Monday night. So if we could just give this, all three of them, a Cowichan Valley welcome, that'd be real sweet. Give it up for them, please. David Vest, John Paul Vest, and Tom Bowler.
Good evening. We're going to start with some blues. I've been living right here for 15 years. The letter you sent today brought my woman to tears. I hope a big bag of money fall out of the sky, hit you on the head right before you die. Renoviction man. Renoviction man. Way you treat people, you know, I just don't understand. Can you tell me something? What's wrong with you? You treat human beings like a worn-out shoe, and things ain't the way you want to represent. You just want me to move out so you can jack up the rent. Renoviction man. Lord have mercy, what's wrong with you? Somebody help me. I don't know what we're gonna do. Can you play me some blues, Tombo? That's a song about a modern problem. I used to be a modern problem, but I used to have a southern problem. Now, people think they know what a southern problem is. You just say that, they think they know what you're talking about. But what I'm talking about, you got your house, you ain't got no foundation, you just got some stones piled up and the house sitting on top of them stones. And so your mother comes in and says, David, there's something that I hear, there's something up under the house. Go see what it is. Now, I'm 7 years old, and I know it could be anything under the house. It could be a bunch of rattlesnakes. It could be a bobcat or a bear. For all I know, it could be a goddamn Republican. So I have to go down there and see what it is and roust it out of there, but I was relieved to find out that I wasn't the only one that had ever faced this problem. Because I heard the great W.C. Handy, I heard it on a recording, tell Louis Armstrong a similar story. He said when he was small, the woman that he considered his mother told him down in New Orleans to take this bucket of water, go down to the bayou, and fill it up, bring it back to the house. So he goes down there. He's about 7 years old, and he comes back up to the house, and the bucket's empty. And the mother figure says, I thought I told you to fill that bucket full of water. Where's the water? And Louis Armstrong said, well, Mama, I went down there. There's a big old alligator in that water. And the parental figure recognizes a teaching moment and says, son, don't you know that alligator is just as scared of you as you are of it? And he says, Mama, if that alligator is as scared of me as I am of it, that water's not fit to drink. Yeah. Hey. Got a king snake, baby, that's living up under my house. Got a king snake, baby, that's living up under my house. He just lays in the shade dreaming that he found a mouse. Look yonder coming down that lonesome road. Would you look yonder coming down that lonesome road? Might be your brother, your best friend you'll never know. Well, I looked all around trying to find that gal of mine. Looked all around trying to find that gal of mine. She was down behind the depot having herself a time. Rock it, boy. Everybody telling me music is a young man's game. Yeah, they keep on telling me music is a young man's game. I said, that's all right, baby, I ain't playing a game. Hard to believe the condition this world is in. Lord, ain't hard to believe the condition this world is in. Reed said, Dad, I don't have to say it again. I remember when the liquor was flowing free. Yes, I remember when the liquor was flowing free. You too, don't you, John? Seemed like nothing's as easy as it used to be. Got a king snake, baby, just living up under my house. Got a king snake, baby, that's living up under my house. He just lays in the shade, dreaming that he found a mouse. Thank you so much. After our gig Saturday night in Victoria, I told Tom Bowler we were going to come up here tonight and play, and I said there probably won't be any money in it, and he said I'm in.
I'm used to that.
See, you don't ever want to hire smart blues musicians. But we appreciate him so much, and I want to thank him for all the trouble he went into to learning my son's music. And I'm just so thrilled that he's come all the way out here from Long Island. You know, he's the leader and founder and songwriter and lead vocalist and guitar player for a wonderful band called Last Charge of the Light Horse. And you know, if you stream music somewhere, you want to look that up when you get home. And some of these songs, all of these songs, I guess most of these songs he's doing tonight will be things he's recorded with that band of his. And if you're impatient and don't want to stream it, and you prefer not to steal music, we got some of his CDs right over here, and some of mine too. Would you please welcome my son, Jean-Paul Vest? And also I want to say that everything we're going to do tonight is either original or we wrote it.
Entirely self-inflicted, as they say. So, thank you for having me, and it's fun to be up here. We've done this a few times now. I came up to Victoria 10 years ago for your 70th, and we met in Quebec, was it? Sutton for the 75th, and making it a 5-year thing, which is still far and few between.
Well, that's very nice of you to say that, but I got to tell you, I got a little resentment before we even get started.
Oh.
Because,
Here it comes.
This young man turned 50, and he didn't give one thought to how that makes me look. Not.
And as I reminded you, that's not so. It was my younger of my two younger brothers who just turned 50.
Can you turn his mic off, Ted?
So, I guess I can't call what I do blues, so it's something else. I don't know what to call it, but same spirit. Let's do Face to Face first. This is a song I wrote with my band years ago about living far away from my brothers. I can only speculate about why you never call here anymore. Could be advice I gave came back to bite me. Could be that you mean to, but just never write me. I won't judge your secrets, I don't comment on the state of your affairs. I miss your sense of humor, I miss knowing that you care. The distance between us increases as the years accelerate. As kids we shared a bedroom, now we live in separate states, with less to laugh about and more to tolerate. I don't judge you for your choices, and I don't claim I've never made mistakes. We've both been stretched out so thin, we never will snap back into shape. Right now it's hard to speak tenderly, easy to shout. Too many questions in the way, drowning you out. Now, absence doesn't make the heart grow fonder, it just exaggerates. Either the roses bloom like crazy or the weeds proliferate. Any germ of doubt can make you start to wonder. Too much time to replay, too much time to ponder. That's more attention than any word or detail could deserve. Sometimes hindsight isn't 20/20, it's just plain absurd. Right now it's hard to speak tenderly and easy to shout. Too many questions in the way, drowning you out. I want to turn this trend around, but where to begin? I need to see you face to face again. Thank you very much. So yeah, I guess we approach music in a fundamentally different way. But whereas you blues, I feel like is a, and correct me if I'm wrong, is a medium that focuses so much on performance and the spirit and the energy and the virtuosity of the performers.
I wouldn't have any idea.
And I focus more on the composition end of things. I'm not generally a very prolific writer, but a couple of years ago during the pandemic, I had 8 songs come out of me in 4 days, and they all sort of made one 8-song suite that we named Octet. And let's do a Rosary of the Routine from there, about the isolation everybody was feeling. to bear fruit. You don't need a full harvest load, just a single leaf to fall. That's all. That's everything. Night and the day's bewilderments begin to fade. But the bioluminescence of your worries remain. Sprinkled on the map of your memory, like the constellation of a life you tried but couldn't leave. Close your eyes, let oblivion hold you in its arms now circling on the telephone, your conversation walks the rosary of the routine, but you just need to talk. And so the message is the medium, a voice in the void to break the night, a faint light, one light, it's everything. Thank you.
Rosary of the routine. Well, I think Tom's doing pretty good at playing songs he never heard in his life till the other day. Yeah.
You told me they were one chord songs, John Paul. That's what you said. It's one chord, you said.
One chord at a time.
At a time. Yeah. At a time. Well, I tell you what, I'm trying to
Swapping
think.
songs seemed like a good idea a minute ago.
Yeah, it seemed like a good idea, except I don't have anything to follow that with. My goodness, I'll change now for something completely ridiculous. I'll change to my story about the perils of travel in the modern age. I don't know if anybody in here travels for a living. Are there any dental equipment salespeople in here? You know, the musicians are not the only one that have to go to the airport and get on a plane and go somewhere, but it's hit us particularly hard during the pandemic, especially when so many flights have been canceled. And it's a common experience, like our trip up to Smithers last summer to play a major festival there. On the day we were to play, we got up at 4 a.m., went to the airport. Plane left way late. Got into Vancouver 5 minutes too late to make the connection to the only flight that day to Smithers. And this happened to some other artists too, and the people organizing that festival had to reorganize the entire festival on the fly. And explain all this to people that had bought tickets to see people on that certain day. So you know, sometimes you get where you're going, sometimes you don't. Sometimes your luggage gets sent to God knows where. And sometimes you're just so tired when you finally get where you're going that all you want to do is just get in that hotel room if they would just give it to you because they don't have your reservation. But when you finally hit that room, if your luggage hadn't got lost, you'd drop it on the floor. And you just fall in the bed. So you do fall in the bed, and about the time your head hits the pillow, they get started in the room next door. There's a party in the room next door, I can hear it through the wall. What's the use of me laying down when they having a ball? I can hear them out there running up and down the hall. Knock, 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 there's a party in the room next door. Knock, 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 you say there's always room for more. Knock, 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 taking over the whole darn floor. Well, I'm under the cover with the pillows up over my head. But they're jumping up and down next door just a shaking my bed. I might as well join the party, my face is turning red. Knock, 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 buddy, won't you let me in? Knock, 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 won't somebody let me in? Wait a minute now, who's that woman disguised as a bottle of gin? Well, Mama's in the elevator looking for the ice machine. Daddy's on the roof with the genuine hot rod queen. If anybody needs me, I'll be helping somebody scream. I've gone next door and joined the party. You know what that means? I have become the thing that was pissing me off. And my morals are in decay, my standards have begun to decline. Strange little woman, she's laying across my knee. Right there. Cute little woman, she's laying across my knee. She said, I'm too young for you, but you ain't too old for me. Lord, knock, 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 there's a party in the room next door. Knock, 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 say there's always room for more. Knock, 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 taking over the whole darn floor. Well, there's a party in the room next door. Party in the room next door. Party in the room next door. What are we waiting for? Everybody rocking at the party in the room next door. It's a sad situation, really. But other times you can be traveling and you wonder what trip this is I'm even on. Here's one that kind of asks that question. This is called Down That Highway, and I wrote it after meeting a wonderful gentleman in Houston, Texas, named Big Walter the Thunderbird. Big Walter the Thunderbird is the greatest piano player I ever heard live. That's all I can tell you. And he was a character that every word out of his mouth sounded like, you know, some comic genius had written it. He just endless supply of them. I saw him play a solo set opening for somebody much more famous one day, and he got a standing ovation at the end of his little 30-minute set. He's walking off the stage, and the young MC, like a 12-year-old Longevity John, runs up to him and says, "Walter, you want to do an encore?" Walter says, "Young man, the ball already rolling downhill. Why kick it?" Another time he was auditioning a guitar player, and a guy came in, and he'd been listening to a lot of this British blues rock, you know, and he was in Guitar Hero mode, and he sat down and playing with Big Walter the Thunderbird. He was playing way too loud. And they played about half a song, and Big Walter made the band stop. He said, "Son, can I ask you something? Why do you want to play in a band if you don't like to listen to music?" He could say it just like that. I played a little solo for him one time. He said, "Where's the beef?" Does anybody remember what I was talking about? Next, I'll be asking you if you know where I parked my car. Was it? Oh, Down That Highway. So I based this. I had been listening to a song that Big Walter did called "Life's Highway." Walking down life's highway, I'm trying to wear a smile. So I just sort of took that theme and did my own little thing. I got the first 12 bars here. Rolling down that highway, I'm trying to make the gig on time. I'm rolling down that highway, I'm trying to make the gig on time. I love to play the music, but I sure do miss that home of mine. Highway, all my time is getting gone. I'm rolling down that highway, feels like my time is getting all gone. Sometime it makes me wonder just what trip I'm even on. All right, Tommy. rolling down that highway. That lonesome sun is going down. Rolling down that highway. Oh, lonesome sun is going down. But I got to keep on rolling on down to one more lonesome town. Let's turn it back over to Jean-Paul.
Do we have to? Why don't we try Torch-Hilly's Ocean?
Okay. Now, what was the title of this song again?
I was watching Jeopardy with my wife one evening, as one does.
That's
Yeah.
where we get all our great music ideas.
Naturally. Yeah. She was watching. I just wandered in. And there was a quote by the inventor of the barometer, whose last name was Torricelli, that we live at the bottom of an ocean of air. And I thought, boy, don't we ever. So these last few years, it felt like we were more underwater than under air. But I decided to write that into a song. We moved house during the pandemic and we moved to a nice, quiet neighborhood with some lovely trees, and I met my new best friend, Tux, our black and white cat, a stray that came with the house. He's my favorite. So this is a song about that process, and just to be mean to my band, I wrote it in 11/8 time. So clap along if you feel like it. We drove away from sadness, found a brighter address, hoping a change will do us some good. Let's put the past behind us. Try to live in kindness. This quarantine feels like a marathon Turing test. Time. Well, we live down at the bottom of an ocean of air and a sea of problems, but when the pressure doesn't get us, we learn to fly sometime. The ring of our telephones is a constant barrage. We're providing IT support and emotional triage. So every day is demanding. Feels like we're still standing, but the stars could all go out tonight. We wouldn't know for years. Well, we live down at the bottom of an ocean of air, a sea of problems, but when the pressure doesn't get us, we learn to fly sometime. Thank you very much. All right, so I don't have the good stories about Big Walter.
Make one up.
Oh, yeah. So
Like I
one
do.
time in Houston.
That's one time in high school.
Oh, dear. Don't make me relive that. Yeah, well, so since I hadn't punished the band enough with the 7/8, so, or the 11/8 time, I thought, well, let's do one in. It's like 3-3-3-2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So
Well, I know a story about time.
okay.
I talked to Dave Brubeck one time, and he had recorded a song in 13/4 time. And I said, aren't you just kind of making hard stuff up? I mean, that's not found in nature. And he looked at me pityingly, Jean-Paul. He looked at me like, what a poor, tragic young man. He said, have you never been to a high school football game? Rah, 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 rah. If cheerleaders can work in 13/4 time, maybe you could too. Sorry.
It's all right. No, thank you. I got a Dave Brubeck story. I have never met Dave. I mean, we're this close, but my son gave me a biography of Dave Brubeck for Christmas a couple years ago, and I'm reading, minding my own business, and I get to page 200 and something, and it said, it's talking about a concert held in Birmingham where Dave played, and the University of Alabama it was, right?
Yeah, it was out in Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa, and they asked him to get a different bass player because they didn't want an integrated band playing. And Dave said, no, thank you. We'll be playing, and not only will we be integrating the band, but if you don't integrate the audience as well, we won't show up. And so the book is talking about this, and it said, jazz pianist David Vest, who was there, tells us all about it. And I'm thinking, I think I know him. I thought I knew him. Let's do this. Let's do When Will.
Okay.
This is another song from that 8-song suite octet. This is the song that brought a twinkle to my friend Martha's eye. Martha makes the best biscuits, and her husband Tom makes the best raspberry jam.
Now, you mentioned Martha. You got to tell who Martha is. I mean, you
Oh.
can't just Martha biscuit.
Well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
But Martha makes incredible biscuits, among other things like great songs. And the biscuits and the jam made their way into the song. So guess what's waiting for me every time I go to their house now? And I'm not complaining, but raspberry jam and biscuits. Martha, my friend Martha, is Martha Trachtenberg, a very talented songwriter and guitarist, and an original member, a founding member of the first all-female bluegrass band in the States, the Buffalo Gals. So if there are any bluegrass fans, look them up. Very good. This is called When Will. When will I see your faces in a crowd again, basking in celebration with a kitchen full of friends? This long nighttime, it'll reach an end, and I'm counting down the seconds until then. And if the waiting grows too long, I can sing you this song. When will I see you smiling with your eyes alight? When will I hear you laughing, talking to the night? This long absence wasn't meant to be, and I'm counting down the seconds till you're with me. I'm already long overdue. Throw my arms around you. We'll sit around the table once the flood recedes and eat raspberry jam and biscuits till we're bursting at the seams. This long deluge, it will reach an end, and I'm counting down the seconds until then. And if the waiting grows too long, I can sing you the song. Thank you. Back to you.
You know, if somebody had just printed his lyrics in a book and handed it to me and told me this was a volume of poetry by a young American poet, I never would have known any different. And this is what a lot of people have said about his songs, that it's like, you know, one of the few occasions, you know, there have been others, but the few occasions when a real poet is writing rock and roll music. And as deep as you want to go into these songs, they just keep getting deeper. I mean, you better fasten your safety belt. I'll do a really miserable song now to just counteract the wonderful mood I was in when you played that one. In 7/4 time, was that? This one is in, this is a radical innovation. This is in 4/4 time.
There we go.
Or it might be 2/4, I don't know. It's another highway song, but you know, there's all kinds of highways. And sometimes you find yourself on a highway that you don't know how to get off of. And you just have to hope you run into somebody that knows how to get off it. Key of F. Well, I'm riding down that Caliuga highway. Lord, it's the darkest night this world has ever known. I know there ain't nobody going my way. I'm gonna have to travel all alone. I see my own face gleaming in the windshield. Window lets the wind blow through my hair. Rolling down that Caliuga highway, on my way from nothing to nowhere. There's speed traps on this Caliuga highway, and there's a heavy toll that you must pay. I can't recommend this trip to anybody unless they have already lost their way. Now my radio keeps playing country music. Bill Monroe is howling in the wind. Oh, he's driving back the darkness and the demons, with nothing but a little mandolin. Yes, I had somebody, but I lost her somewhere between the river and the rain. You just can't imagine what it cost her to watch it all slip through her hands again. Way out on the Caliuga Highway, headlamps catch a deer beside the road. Sudden as the flashing of the lightning, oh, she's gone wherever dear and memories go. Thank you.
That's actually my favorite song by you, David.
You shouldn't have told me that.
I
We'll
know.
never play it again.
The line's about Bill Monroe.
Mhm.
That's
Well,
playing on the radio, howling against the wind. You know.
I was actually visiting my son Joe Paul, who was living up in North Texas, in Denton, Texas, kind of around the campus of the University of North Texas, when I got the idea for that line for the song. I didn't finish the song there, but that was a momentous locale for a lot of reasons. We'll go into more about that later, perhaps. But I think it's time to throw a knuckleball here. Been throwing curveballs and sliders and fastballs. Let's throw a knuckleball, and let's make Tom Bowler sing us a song.
Hey!
And, you know, he's got a song that I think is really appropriate for these times. You know, John Lee Hooker said blues is the healer. Blues is the healer. And if it's not, to hell with it. And if there's ever been a time when this world needed some healing, it's today. And all these divisions and people yelling at each other. And this song is kind of lets us know what to do
Yeah,
about
exactly. I never wrote this song, but boy, it matters now more than ever,
that.
right?
You bet.
Together we stand, divided we fall. Come on now people, let's get on a ball and work together. Come on, let's work together now. Come on people, together we stand. Every boy, girl, woman and man. When things go wrong, and they probably will, the life you lead just seems uphill. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together now. Come on, people. Together we stand. Every boy, girl, woman, and man. What doesn't matter in this life of ours? Let's get together. Come on, let's work together now. Come on, people. Together we stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man. Fall. Come on now, people, let's wet on the ball and get together. Come on, let's work together now. Come on, people. Together we stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man. Together we stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man. Stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man.
That's right. I think it's your time. Is it time for your Denton story yet?
Yeah, that's a good story. So, I went to school in New York and lived up there in the Bronx another 5 years after that. And got to know the place pretty well and felt at home there, and finally decided, okay, that's enough New York. I was here, that's enough. Enough subways, enough, it's enough already. And so I moved down to Denton, Texas to play guitar in a friend's hardcore band. And shortly after arriving there, I get a letter from the ex-girlfriend of the drummer in the band I had been in New York saying, boy, I bet you're surprised to get a letter from me. But my best friend from forever has moved down to Denton, Texas, and I just remembered I knew somebody there, you. So here's her phone number. You should call her up and show her around. Long story short, we're married 28 years now, and I live in New York. This is not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, New York. We live out on Long Island. If you saw that show about Washington's spies, we live right there.
You had to move from the Bronx to Denton, Texas to meet a girl from New York.
Yeah. She was invited by her friend to my going away party and didn't go because she didn't think she'd meet anybody. So this is a song I wrote for her. We walked the farthest reaches of the campus, and as we spoke, my youthful doubts withdrew. Other colors crept onto the canvas. By the time we reached your door, I knew that I want all of my days to be like this one. I want all of my days to be with you. I'm old enough enough to know the romance is passing, and time will strip the petal from the bloom. But 28 years in, I am more certain of everything I thought I saw in you. And I want all of my days to be like the swan. I want all of my days to be with you. I want all of my days to be like the swan. I want all of my days to be with you. I want all of my days to be like the swan. I want all of my days to be with you. How about another one of yours?
Well, let's see here. What can we do? But, this is a song about a guy that goes down to New Orleans and misbehaves. It's been known to happen. But you think you got to understand about these blues songs is some of them are, they say country music is 3 chords and the truth. Blues is 1 chord and a bunch of BS. Sometimes we're just telling straight from our own experience, like Renoviction Man, but other times we're just making stuff up. So any lyrics in this song that present me in an unflattering light, that's just made up shit. But you see what I'm talking about here. And the title of this song was given to me from a story by Miss Eudora Welty of Mississippi. She has a character named Phoenix Jackson who's on the way to town, and somebody drops a nickel in the dust, and she swoops down and picks it up, thinking she can buy a present for somebody with it, and then she stops and says, "God watching me the whole time." So this is called Watching You the Whole Time in the key of C. Took my baby down to New Orleans, but she caught me fooling with the voodoo queen. She was watching me the whole time, watching me the whole time. You gotta watch me, darling, 'cause I ain't gonna watch myself. Loving that girl Well, she don't belong to you, but everybody sees of what you do. God watching you the whole time, watching you the whole time. Gotta watch you, brother, 'cause you don't know how to watch yourself. A stranger's at the door, but you won't let him in because you don't like the color of his skin. God watching you the whole time, watching you the whole time. Gotta watch you, brother, till you learn how to watch yourself. See if I'm wearing a wedding band. What part of Judge Not can't you understand? God watching me the whole time, watching me the whole time. Gotta watch me, baby, 'cause I ain't gonna watch myself. Now you think nobody sees what you do. You're taking that land that don't belong to you. God watching you the whole time, watching you the whole time. Gotta watch you, brother, 'cause you can't seem to watch yourself. Another thing in that story, she walks by early in the morning before daylight by some houses where the people are not up yet, and she looks at those houses. She says, "I walking in their sleep. I walking in their sleep.
All right, walking in sleep.
I walking in their sleep." What you got? Why don't you do one by yourself and let us get out of your way on one?
All right, or you want to help me out on? Why don't we try?
I'm gonna take a break on this.
Try that one more. This is one where.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I got on stage seating.
We're gonna test him out here. See what he's. No, I can't thank you enough, Tom, for learning all these songs for me to come out here. Let's do that. lungs filled to overflowing with rose-colored light, as if the dreamer who imagines us is almost awake. We're combing through confetti, trying to make sense of life, hoping the words we piece together are not a mistake. We're looking for faces in pictures of Mars, looking for a moment's quiet grace in a noisy bar. We heard half of a rhyme, and there has to be more. We're driving home together through the Long Island night, I'm trying to read the silence and the smiles you discard. Was it fate that led me to you on a course marked in parallels and primes? Or the lazy after image of some haphazard stuff? Looking for faces in pictures of Mars, for a moment's quiet grace in a noisy bar. We heard half of a rhyme, and there has to be more. Tell me there's been a signal buried in the static all this time. Tell me the answer's hiding in plain sight, and we've been snowblind. Tell me I'll wake up beside you every morning for a long, 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 long time. Tell me we're half of a story, half of a rhyme, and there has to be more. Thank you, that's very kind. I think we need something fun after that.
Well, I think we need to put these people to work. We're doing all the work up here, and nobody shared their popcorn with me, or I got the blues. You know, I was thinking about the origins of the kinds of music we played, and I think maybe one of the originators of the kinds of songs my son is writing was Stephen Foster, who died penniless and drunk in the Bowery before he was 30 years old. Because everybody today sings Beautiful Dreamer and beautiful, you know, I Dream of Jenny with a light brown hair and all that stuff. And the people that originated the music that I play, the blues in the blues and jazz area, they were the people on the bottom rung of society, the lowest of the low. And when you think about the creation of an art form that spread all over the whole planet, and you look back at the time it was created and realize that it was the people who had the least that contributed the most, it's pretty astounding. This music created by people like, you know, I'm not going to name individuals, but all the way back to the earliest recorded music, the earliest blues song ever published by W.C. Handy, and before that, anonymous piano players and guitar players. I was sitting out on the porch trying to use a table knife for a slide, and you know, this goes on today. And often we can look around today and see the people that we would pay the least attention to, that we would write off first, and wonder what they would have to give if an opportunity came. So this next song I'm going to do, and I invite you all to sing along with me. In fact, you want to sing your part first?
You didn't tell them what key it was in.
Oh, that's it. This song I wrote and recorded, and then it was covered by what I consider the greatest blues band in the world, the Downchild Blues Band, did a cover of my song. And the great Chuck Jackson sang the lead on it. And Chuck's not doing so well with his health right now. He's having to take some time off the road and not do shows with Downchild. And I'm hoping he's back out there soon, fully recovered, because he's brought so much joy and healing to so many people. And it sure did a lot for me to hear that voice singing my song. So he got the song from me and recorded it, and it went to #1 in the world on the Roots music chart. #1 blues song in the world. And let me tell you who you should be applauding for. I was given this song by a homeless man on the street in Portland, Oregon. I'm walking down the sidewalk one day. This guy is sitting on the curb looking down at his shoes, and he said these words: "Everybody worried about the world, and nobody worried about me." So that little phrase stuck in my head, and when I got back where I was living, I sat down at the piano and just began singing that phrase over and over. And I found it was one of those blues songs that, you know, I don't know if you call it a one-chord song or a no-chord song, you know. It just then it all came out fully blown, and I wonder, you know, just saying it gives me chills that the #1 song in the world was written by an anonymous homeless man. And if he's here, I know we'd give him a round of applause and be glad to send him some of the pitiful royalties we got. But you just never know where something will come from. Often you'll hear what you need to hear from the least expected sources. Anyway, this is that song, "Worried About the World." Chorus. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Sing that again. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. One more time. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Well, they're dropping that bread over yonder, way over across the sea. It kind of make me wonder why they can't drop a little bread on me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Well. Yeah, they're blowing up them buildings, y'all. Mailing that poison mail. Right here we got innocent people rotting at the bottom of the jail. And you say, well, how can there be innocent people in jail? Well, they're in jail for the crime of trying to stop the last of the old growth forest from being cut. Right here we got innocent people rotting at the bottom of the jail. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Well, I'm an easygoing fella, but it puts me in a rage when I see television from the border and they're keeping children in a cage. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. And everybody wanna tell us who we can love and what we can do. And I look right back at them and I say, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. All right, y'all have learned the song now, and I'm gonna stop playing and clap my hands, and I hope you won't leave me sitting here like a fool. I hope you'll sing it with me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Yeah, sound good. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Just them now. Woo! One more time. Everybody worried about the world. All together now. Everybody worried about the world. Nobody worried about me. One time. Everybody worried about the world. Nobody worried about me. Thank you so much. A hand for Tom Bowler on the guitar over there. Jean-Paul Vest on the guitar and vocals. My name is Luciano Poverty. Thanks for coming out to the showroom. We've got some CDs over there. We'd love to meet you and talk with you. You don't have to buy nothing from us to say hello.
And thank you to Longevity John and everyone here for having us.
Let's do Freight Train Road and see. Yeah, the freight train rolling right through the heart of town. The freight train rolling right through the heart of town. Yeah, it's picking up speed, boys, it ain't slowing down. Now when you hear that whistle, man, you better clear the track. When you hear that whistle blow, you better clear the track. That big train rolling, it ain't coming back. All right, Tom. flag your train, pretty mama, would you let me ride? If I flag your train, sweet mama, would you let me ride? There's a showroom in town and we can duck inside. We'll roll across the water, just rocking from side to side. We'll roll across the water, just rocking from side to side. And you know there's gonna be some shaking going on tonight. There's a freight train rolling, 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 just rolling on down the line. A little by myself, little by myself. I'm feeling pretty spiritual right now. I'm gonna call down the spirit. I'm gonna summon the spirit of St. John Lee Hooker to descend into the fingers of Thomas Bowler. Heal! Your time, young man. Both at the same time. Thank you.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. 'Cause ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, I wonder this time when she's gone, I wonder